What's good? This might be a YouTube video. This might be a little TikTok. We'll see what happens. But I've had this feeling, recently. And it's a feeling that, like, a lot of you, may be feeling yourselves. So I wanted to make a video explaining just how I'm feeling and, like, where I'm at. So, yeah. I feel like this sense of, like, nervousness. It's like I have like a clear set goal in mind. I have a clear, set vision in mind. I don't necessarily know how it's gonna look or how my life is gonna look once I get there, but I do have, something that I'm going for, and like all the things I'm doing that get me closer to that, like my videos, for example. I'm not necessarily seeing any like back to back, any one-to-one improvement in my life. For example, like however many videos I put out, I haven't necessarily seen all the work that I put into each video, come back to me, like 100%. And I think that's just life. And I think that it signifies like the importance of doing things and really like grinding towards a specific thing, even though you don't necessarily see like the output of that immediately, because that's just how shit works. When you start hitting the gym, you don't see your six-pack come in. Your six-pack might come in like 6 months to a year to even 2 years later. Your dream physique, you'll never reach your dream physique. But I can guarantee you, if you're working out consistently for 5 years, you will look way better than you ever did before. And I think that's where the trade-off happens. But given that trade-off, now it puts me in a position where I am like nervous right now. Like, and this nervousness is very very new. Not, don't get me wrong, it's a familiar feeling because I've gotten that. I've gotten this feeling before. Like, remember in high school, my junior year, my senior year. I was just so, lost, and I didn't know what to do with my life. And, like I had good grades, but I didn't give a fuck about college, and I didn't want to go. And I wanted to do other stuff, but I didn't necessarily know what I wanted to do. So I started clinging to the gym. And, here I am, now doing both, and, potentially doing way more than I ever did before, which I will. But at the same time, it's like, I have this feeling of like, it's like I know what I need to do and I know I'm gonna get there, but it's like uncertain. Like how, like the amount of goals I have, I feel like how the fuck am I supposed to get there? And I spend a lot of time, I'm not productive, 100% of the time. Like I do spend a lot of time scrolling on my phone, or having interactions with my friends or whatever. And you can say that's a waste of time or not. It's neither here nor there. You don't necessarily need to be like a hamster on the wheel working all the time. But at the same time, it's like, because I want to do certain things that are out of the ordinary, therefore my life has to be out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? Like, therefore, like, I myself have to be, out of the ordinary. And like, if I sound like a little off right now, it's because I'm a little sick, or I'm coming back from a cold. I feel good now, but I don't know, like my throat and my ears, I feel like everything's plugged. So I can't really hear myself that well, and I feel like my voice sounds hella odd. But you know what I mean? That's neither here nor there. Basically what I'm trying to say is like, I feel like a little bit lost, and like I feel like this like uncertainty, like, but I'm certain that I'm gonna make it and I'm gonna do everything I want. But I feel like this like nervousness, like it's like a little unsettling. Like, okay, like now what? Like I know what I want to do. Now it's like, let's do it. Like, let's get there. But I'm not necessarily satisfied with anything I'm doing. I don't think I will be satisfied until like I've done that goal. And maybe I'm being vague on purpose of what my goal is, but I mean, you'll find out what my goal is. Fuck it, I'll say it. I want to be a sponsored athlete of, one of the fitness organizations you see. I don't want to name drop anything because I want to, be like I want to have a competitive, scope in the future. But yes, I want to be 100% a sponsored athlete. And I want to be able to travel the world and learn languages and do content and, you know, all that jazz. You know, like the idea of like a Renaissance man is really enticing, and it's always been enticing. And that's like the life that I want to live, you know? I want to be somebody who's really well-rounded in a lot of things, you know? Like a master of, you know, or a jack of all trades is a master of none. But always better than a master of one. I don't care what nobody says. And that's the beauty of life. But that to get there, to balance, you know, a lot of interests, you have to be able to be like a king at time management and a king at prioritizing what's important to you. We can all get 5 years, but you know, somebody might do way more things in those 5 years than another person. Somebody might be in the exact same place they were at the beginning of those 5 years, and that's sad. And that's what I'm truly scared of, is being stagnant. I go to UC Berkeley, and Jaylen Brown is on the Celtics. This dude also went to UC Berkeley. This dude was a basketball student, so he was a basketball athlete, which is a lot of time. He was like chess club president. He learned, I believe, 2 languages, Arabic and Spanish, while he was here. And he did a number of other things, as well as graduating. Not only does that show like how intelligent of a guy he was, but he has intelligence and the mix of having the great skill of prioritizing your time. And I know for a fact, like if I master that, if anybody masters that, that puts them ahead of everybody else, 1, and 2, it puts you in a state where you could do and achieve so much in the same amount of time that somebody else was given. And we all have 24 hours in a day. But the question is, like, how the fuck do I, like, you know what I mean, make sure that I maximize the most out of my day? And that's where I'm at. And that's like where like the nervousness and all that stuff creeps in. Cause like I have midterms and all that. And, you know, I also have, you know, the gym, because I want to become a sponsor athlete. That's a very, very, like, that's a priority of mine. And I also have a goal of, like, running a half marathon soon. So I'm training for that. And that's also a priority of mine. So I have all these things nagging at my time. And it's like, when I go out on the weekend, it's like, all right, so, like, why am I going out then? 1, it's fun. 2, it's like, I'm in college. I'm not necessarily going to have this experience again. But on the other side, it's like, yo, like, the thing is, like, you might tell yourself, oh, like, just this weekend, you know, just this weekend turns into like every weekend, every time, very quick, very soon, and then that just becomes your life. Now it's not just this whatever. That just is what it is now. Like you come home from a long day at school, work, wherever you may be, and you go on your phone. You're like, oh, just this time, just 5 minutes. 5 minutes turns into 10, 10 turns into 20, 20 turns into 30. And then you realize, yo, I go on my phone all the time. This is just what I do in my leisure time, which is crazy. At the same time, it's understandable because like you may be working hard. You may not even be working hard. You may be tired. And, you know, everything is fighting for your attention. And it's not necessarily, you're not necessarily faulted for, you know, falling into the traps that people have meticulously, you know, researched and studied to make sure you fall into those traps. You know what I mean? But you gotta be stronger. And that's the hard part. You gotta be stronger and you gotta put it to action. And like, that's the move. And like, that's where like, I'm in a position where like, I wanna maximize all that. And I wanna be like a Renaissance man. And I wanna learn like 4 languages. And I wanna travel the world. And I wanna have like all the money and the riches so I can do whatever I want. And I want to become a sponsor athlete, and I want to run that marathon, you know what I mean, all that. So I understand like why I'm nervous, but at the same time, like I guess I'm making this video to not only like express my thoughts, but like maybe like, you know, somebody else is in a similar position mentally, you know, just to understand that like, yo, you're not alone. And, you know, maybe this is just also just me like expressing where I'm at in life. But, you know, it will get better. And although I don't see, you know, the benefits of my everyday actions, like I will eventually. And I know I'm doing everything I need to, and I will continue to do so and do more. Yeah. Do not underestimate yourself. Do not And I stuttered too at the end. But do not underestimate yourself. Do not do that. You could do everything you want and more by far. There's people with way less than you that have achieved way more. And there's people who are not necessarily as smart as you that have achieved way more than you ever did. And that's a testament to like it is not how smart you are. It is not how many luxuries you have. It's how well you use your time and how well you leverage what has been given to you. You feel me? So I leverage that shit. I want to see you at the top. I'm gonna be at the top. You know what I mean? For a fact. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. You feel me? So if I'm gonna be at the top, might as well see you there too. Much love. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.